Hey there. Hi, this is Herb. Welcome to Forever Runner Clubhouse number 2. This will be on tips for sleeping. So first off, let me see if I can get this to show up on my computer. And there we go. So actually, if there's anyone out there, feel free to hit the like button so I know you're there, or you can type in a quick comment. Last week started off with the first session was on the what I call the 12 habits of a forever runner. So for us who want to just keep on going and run till we're 100, I listed out these 12 items here. I'll go through them real quick. It's had to do with sleep, with your hydration, mobilizing, sprinting, doing warm-ups, walking around barefoot, just moving during the day, protection, protein, can't read my writing, protein in the morning, for your meals, use whole foods and vegetables, strength training, and watching your gut health. So tonight we'll just focus on one of them, which would be sleep. So we're all kind of older, so hopefully sleep isn't that big of an issue for us. But what I wanted to do was to go through and give you just a couple of tips that I found to be pretty helpful, because sleep is really important, because it's really when your body has a chance to go through and repair itself. So and it's the time when you can release all that stress from the day. So sleep is real important for your recovery. And as a matter of fact, how well you sleep and how you feel when you get up really has a big impact on what your day's going to be. So probably my first tip is actually starting when you wake up. I found it's very useful to take my waking heart rate the moment I wake up. So when I wake up, before I get out of bed or anything, the very first thing I do is I check my waking heart rate or my resting heart rate, and hopefully you're in pretty good shape, and that heart rate should be below 60 beats per minute. But what you're looking for is, by checking this every morning, you're going to find kind of a baseline where what you normally wake up when you're totally rested, and then there'll be occasions when it'll be up a few beats. So those are the days where you probably want to not go out and do that hardest workout that you had planned, and maybe just tone it down a little bit and wait for a different day. So the importance of getting a good sleep, being fully recovered, that's going to be reflected somewhat in your waking heart rate. So it's an easy thing to check. I use a instant heart rate app on my iPhone. You just put my finger over the light, and it gives me a very quick reading, and I'm good to go. So the first tip about sleep has to do when you're waking up. Monitor how well it went. So the other thing, I found this pretty neat little formula to kind of keep in mind before you go to sleep. And let me get my handy board here. So the formula is 10, 3, 2, 1. So boy, does that look backwards? So anyway, what that means, 10 means cut the caffeine 10 hours before you go to bed. So there's some people who can tolerate caffeine better than others, and you probably know this by now, but for the general population, in order to make sure you don't have any residual effects from the caffeine from drinking coffee, if you stop 10 hours before you go to bed, that shouldn't be an issue. It should be out of your system. So the second one, 3 hours before. So you want to make sure you're done eating and drinking alcohol 3 hours before you go to bed, and that gives enough time for your digestion to clear everything out, so that while you're trying to go to sleep, your stomach isn't churning away, still working on things. And especially if you're having late night snacks and they're more of a sugary type snack, you're going to be spiking your insulin and doing all sorts of other things that kind of keep your sugar level high in your blood and disrupts your sleep. So cut down on that 3 hours before, and then 2 hours. 2 hours before, take a look at if you're doing some work at home or anything like that. That's the time to kind of shut that down. Get your processing done in your head, and start to shut things down and get ready to go to sleep. And then the 1 hour, number one is the 1 hour before bed. Then that's where we look at turning off the screen time. The effect of blue light and in the light that you get from the smartphones and iPads and laptops that we all use, that really disrupts our natural circadian rhythm as far as how we get our bodies used to go to sleep. And if you need to have lights on, kind of the neat thing right now at least on the iPhone, you can go into the settings and set up a nighttime setting where it'll actually cancel out a lot of that blue light spectrum from your iPhone or iPad, and kind of cut down on that light pollution. The other thing you can do if you want to just continue reading old school like a book, is you can just use a red lamp instead of a white lamp for your reading lamp. So all of this stuff, it just takes that white light stimulant away from your brain to help trigger your sleep, your natural sleep function, and to get you going. So the other, kind of along that same lines, but the other thing, especially when you're traveling, is to remove any light sources from the room. So obviously you can close the blinds and all that, but especially if you're staying in a hotel or something, you've got all those little LED lights from the clock radio, the TV, all that stuff. You can just unplug it, and if at home you have some of that stuff, you can just put some tape over it so that when it's lights out, it's absolutely dark. The darker, the better, to get a better sleep. So that's just a few things about preparing to sleep. One other thing that I run into sometimes, and maybe you do too, sometimes I get that kind of restless leg syndrome, and for a lot of us, sometimes you're just a little low on magnesium, and generally in the afternoons I'll have a Hammer Fizz, which is like noon, but it's got magnesium in it, and that way I just kind of supplement my magnesium that way. But at night, if I'm running into that kind of restless leg syndrome, I'll just pop a couple of Hammer Enduralights, and a lot of times that'll take care of it for me. You might take a look at a magnesium supplement or something like that if you run into that issue. But the main thing is to maintain your magnesium levels every day during the day, either by diet or supplementation. So hopefully you won't run into that issue that often. So down and dirty, pretty quick. That's what I had on some tips for sleep. On the comments down below, feel free to add in any of your suggestions for getting a good sleep, and any hacks or tricks that you might know of. And then next week we'll pick on another topic and run through some quick tips on those. So thanks for watching. If you're watching this somewhere else and you're over 50 and not part of the Forever Runner Club, come to our Facebook group and join the club. Love to have you here. Other than that, we'll see you next Monday at the Forever Runner Clubhouse, 8 o'clock. See ya.